For broadcasters here in the US, moving everything to the public cloud, it just seems like a no-brainer, right? It's efficient, it's scalable, it's the modern way to do things. But, and this is a big but, as this tech becomes the absolute backbone of the entire industry, it's getting tangled up in global politics in ways that are, well, frankly, pretty new and kind of scary. All right, let's get into it.
And hey, just a quick heads up, what we're talking about today is really just the tip of the iceberg. This is actually part 1 of a 5-part series where we're going to dig deep into all the new vulnerabilities that broadcasters have to deal with when they basically hand the keys to their entire operation over to someone else.
So, it really boils down to this one simple but huge question. When a broadcaster makes that jump to the cloud, what are they really giving up? Because, it's not just about not owning your own servers anymore. We're talking about something much bigger: control, independence, and a whole new world of risks that have almost nothing to do with tech.
Okay, so to really wrap our heads around this, we've got to start with the new geopolitical reality. See, the cloud, it doesn't just float around in some digital ether. It is firmly planted in the real world, a world of, let's be honest, intense competition between countries where technology is now a primary tool of foreign policy. And this is where things get really interesting. You've got this intensifying tech rivalry between the US and China playing out on the world stage. And right in the middle of it all, you find that pretty much the entire global cloud infrastructure is run by just 3 American giants: AWS, Azure, and Google. Think about that concentration of power. It means their services can be used as leverage, or even as weapons, in global disputes. Suddenly, you have this massive single point of failure that the old-school decentralized broadcast world, well, they just never had to think about that. And look, this isn't just some abstract what-if scenario. The source material brings up a really stark example: that massive AWS outage in Northern Virginia back in October 2025. It didn't just knock a few websites offline. No, it took down major media outlets. It disrupted critical communications. That event was a massive wake-up call. It showed everyone just how fragile this whole centralized system is. And it doesn't matter if the failure is a technical glitch or, and this is key, if it's something deliberately triggered by a government. So that whole idea of centralization leads us right to the next big point: the cloud's physical weakness. I know, it sounds weird, right? We talk about the cloud like it's this magical, weightless thing. But the truth is, it's built on a very, very physical foundation. And as we're about to see, that foundation is shockingly vulnerable.
This quote right here from the source material just nails it. It says, despite the ethereal terminology of the cloud, broadcasting infrastructure depends on profoundly physical assets. And that's the mental shift we all need to make. The cloud isn't a cloud. It's a worldwide network of giant buildings packed with servers all connected by millions of miles of cables. And that physical reality, that's where the next level of risk really kicks in. And just look at all these physical dependencies. We're talking about massive data centers that need rare earth minerals for their computer chips, minerals that often come from geopolitically unstable places. These places need an insane amount of electricity and highly specialized cooling systems just to keep from melting down. They're all connected by fragile fiber optic cables stretching across oceans. So what happens if one of these physical supply chains get disrupted, by a trade war or sanctions or an actual conflict? Well, it's a direct threat to any broadcaster who's put all their eggs in that cloud basket.
Okay, so the physical hardware is definitely vulnerable. We get that. But what about the laws that control that hardware and the companies running it? This is where the risk gets a lot more personal, and for a broadcaster, frankly, a lot more alarming.
And that brings us to the government's secret levers of control. You see, there's a whole legal framework already in place, a system that gives the US government some pretty extraordinary power over these cloud companies. And if they have power over the cloud companies, that means they have power over the broadcasters who use them.
One of the biggest pieces of this puzzle is something called the Cloud Act. Basically, this law lets US law enforcement demand data from American cloud companies, and it doesn't matter one bit where that data is physically located in the world. So for a broadcaster, think about what that means. Your investigative journalists' files, your communications with confidential sources, all of it could be handed over to the government, and you might not even know what's happening. It just completely sidesteps the traditional legal protections you thought you had.
And it's not just about accessing your data. It goes deeper. There's this whole issue of administrative control. The actual people, the engineers, the support staff who run the cloud, they're all under US jurisdiction. That means they can be legally forced to go into a broadcaster's systems and do, well, pretty much anything. Make changes, install surveillance tools, or even just shut things down. You might have a fancy commercial contract that says they can't do that, but a secret government order? Yeah, that trumps your contract every single time. So here's the really crucial point.
The government can use things like national security letters or secret court orders from the FISA court to force a cloud provider to act against a broadcaster. But, and this is the real kicker, the cloud company is usually slapped with a gag order, which means they are legally forbidden from telling you, their customer, that any of this is happening. So your service could be messed with, your data could be copied, and you would be left completely in the dark with no idea why.
All of this really brings us to a pretty uncomfortable question, doesn't it? When your entire operation is running on the public cloud, who is really in control? Is it you, the broadcaster who's paying the bill every month? Or is it a third party that has no choice but to follow secret government directives, even when those directives are completely against your interests?
All right, so let's pull all these threads together and look at this new risk profile. What we're seeing here is that moving to the cloud is so much more than just a tech upgrade. It's a massive strategic decision, one that opens the door to a whole new category of vulnerabilities that most broadcasters have never had to think about before.
And this table here really sums it up perfectly. You've got these physical dependencies on shaky global supply chains, you've got legal vulnerabilities thanks to laws like the Cloud Act and FISA, and then you have these administrative risks, where the very people who hold the keys to your kingdom can be legally forced to turn them against you. You put those three things together, and what you get is a powerful new way for outsiders to exert control. And here's the bottom line, the real takeaway from all of this. This new setup completely changes the historic relationship between broadcasters and the government. For decades, broadcasters have operated with the shield of the First Amendment and a public, transparent regulatory process. But these new levers of control, the physical, the legal, the administrative, they can just bypass all those traditional protections. It creates a backdoor for government influence that is quiet, fast, and completely secret.
So, that leaves us with one final big question to chew on. In this new world of geopolitical conflict, when a broadcaster moves its entire operation onto the public cloud, are they just adopting a powerful new tool to do their job better? Or are they, maybe without realizing it, strapping on a leash held by forces they can't see and definitely can't control?